Hello and good day, everyone. I hope you're having a great and wonderful day. Sorry about the late start. I had a friend here who was using my bed to catch a few naps in my room, and he snores, so I didn't think anybody wanted to hear that. So, um, on with the show, we will be drawing Beast Boy from the Teen Titans in the DC universe, and then we will be going on to do um, Goblin Slayer for from Goblin Slayer. So I hope everybody's having a good and fruitful new year. I'm having a good one so far. I got up 200 to 200. Well, I was up to 223, but now I'm down to 220 last night from Pusa. I guess because I didn't subscribe back to some people, they unsubscribed to me. And that's fine. You know, or they didn't know what I was completely all about, didn't check me out, and weren't as interested in me as what they thought they would be. And again, that is all right. I'm using a pose from for him from the 19 well, from the Who's Who, his page in that when they had single sheets. So, but I'm probably gonna give him a different costume than that because I'm not. This is nice, but he's for Beast Boy. He's too covered up as far as I'm concerned. For a character named Beast Boy, I frankly think they should not have him. He needs to be covered up somewhat, especially the private parts and all that. But they need to really probably put less clothes on him. And then there's the thing of for Beast Boy, where do all those clothes go when he transforms? You never see those clothes on him. Do they? How do they just magically disappear? But these are questions that I'm asking, but nobody that I know can actually answer them. So, hello to the one person watching. Hey, trusty, unstable molecules like the Fantastic Four. Yeah, but those unstable molecules allow the suit to transform with the person to whatever they're doing. His just simply disappears. I could see that the unstable molecules would allow for the transformation to fit his new gorilla body or tiger body or whatever. Or not get, but it allows the unstable molecules allows it to transform. Would allow it to transform like Mr. Fantastic. His allows to stretch. Sue's allows to become invisible. Um, Fantastic Johnny Storm allows his not to get burned up. It's like Optimus Prime's trailer. His costume ease into the duet like Rick Rogan's in the Kane Chronicles. Okay, I have no idea what that is. Hello, Purple. How are you? Good to see you here. Sup, Cross? At work, just stopping by to show love, bro. Thank you very much, Purple. And thanks for the subscribing last night from Pusa. We're glad to have you here. As I was saying before, last night, Monday through Friday, I do at noon, usually approximately, I start a live stream for a live draw. And then I'm putting up all sorts of other 5 to 10 minute videos throughout the day, hopefully. I am good. I'm great. And Trusty said, they make Plastic Man's costume do things it can't possibly do too. Yeah, but again, that's just like Mr. Fantastic's. His stretches with him. But Beast Boys just simply disappears. So, hey, Snakebit. Long time no see. How goes it today for you? I also hate how shape changers in comics and movies are able to reproduce retinal prints and voices. Well, voices I can see because if they practice enough, you can sort of learn to mimic somebody's voice. Now, whether you could get their exact pattern or whatever, whether it be the exact same stuff, like me doing various voices, I'm mimicking them, but whether that be the same as the same voice, but retinal, that's getting stuff down to like the DNA. So I think that would be a very um, good shapeshifter. I don't think any regular shapeshifter should do that, and it'd have to be more a study of the genetics. Yes, don't forget to thank you for that. Saying don't forget to hit the smash button. Snakefoot said, "Good, but I'm heading to a memorial. One of my friends was murdered. Keep her family in prayers for sure. That and vocal cords are part of shape shifting." Oh, that's sad, Snakebit. Yes, that's definitely sad. If only 50 for sure. So after we get Beast Boy done here, which fairly certain won't take too long. I will be doing Goblin Slayer from Goblin Slayer, the anime. And it's definitely sad to hear somebody only 50 dying. Trusty, but how do they know the proper shape for the vocal cords? Yeah, just like how do they know the proper DNA for the retinal pattern? That's why I would say more mimic. You learn somebody's voice, you mimic them, mimic their voice. Now, whether that would change, do enough to the vocal stuff to change beyond, be able to do a voice pattern recognition, that's um, hard to say. Probably not, because most people that can mimic voices can't. I don't think can even get away with that. That's why they need tape recorders and all that to get their voice. But yeah, I get where you're coming from. I just I just started thinking about it. I figured it'd be a neat thing to bring up. While talking about Beast Boy. Well, more because of his costume disappearing. It's like, where does that costume go? Like as much as most people don't like the Titans TV series that's on the DVC streaming service, at least they say he's got to get naked before he can transform. Otherwise, he just rips his clothes to shreds. Yeah, I would be impressed with a writer who used shape-shifting character but worked all these limitations into the story. Yeah. Because Beast Boy is a shapeshifter, but he's a very limited shapeshifter in the fact that he can only become a various types of animals. I know regular shapeshifters, they can just shapeshift the right clothes that they want to wear. Is that part of his thing where he's shapeshifting the clothes away into his costume into the thing? You know what I mean, I think. Maybe I've just answered my own question. Snake, but I'm very sorry to hear about your friend. Okay, yeah. Trusty, thanks. Anyways, I saw your cosplay on Manny Streamer. You did a good job. Thanks. Yeah, especially for a very limited budget. Although my Insecto costume, that was created from a wetsuit that I painted gray. Not my best idea. I thought it would be a good idea at the time, but uh, Ortiz is in the chat and says, "Good afternoon, all." Trusty says, "Hey there, Ortiz." Ortiz. John Dillard's there. Here too. Says that's because Insecto is the superior IP. Rick, that chest is too small and low on the torso. I think it's being elongated a little. Well, maybe. Trying to copy the. I'm looking at some line, some art here. Fixed it this now. I'll show everybody what I'm working with from at the moment, anyways. No problem, Ortiz. I thought I was already subscribed. I think I got unsubscribed to you. I think, is this a stretchy man? No, it's Chameleon or Beast Boy. Changeling. There's the pose I'm working from, trying to somewhat draw. I'm going to change the costume, though, of course, to something I like a little better. Maybe put on my own costume for him. Because as I said, was saying earlier, I'm not a big fan of the whole covered up Beast Boy. Something more Canadian. Unfortunately, unless you put a maple leaf on that, there isn't much more Canadian to it. He's all red and white there, right? Uh, you should give him a goat foot and goat foot, a chicken foot. Yeah, I did in my one version that I've done before of Beast Boy. In let's see if I can find it. My rendition of uh, Comic Con print. DC. Oh no, where did I? Trying to think where I should have it on here somewhere. Where do I have it that I did my versions? Minimize that so I can see everything here. And hello, Melter. Sorry I haven't said hi yet. Well, as far as I know, Beast Boy can turn into like T Rexes and all that. So he can turn into that. Let's see. My drawings. Uh, and while that is looking for, I did doing a search. I will continue to. A kiwi or cosmic owl. I'm not sure about cosmic owl, but kiwi since a unicorn or Pegasus. Well, since he can do a horse, talking mythical unicorn, I'm sure he could, because that's all he requires some horn then. And then as for Pegasus, he can do wings, so it would be whether he could combine stuff at that point. Mythical versions of horses or gargantuan spider or hippogriff. Yeah, that's the question of can he combine animals? As far as I know, he's never been shown combining animals. So, but that would be something neat if they actually made him be able to do that, be able to combine animal forms. Are aliens considered animals? Like, could he turn himself into a Kryptonian? I don't think so in the DC universe. Although technically, since they're a different type of mammal, since we humans are considered mammals, you would think so. But I don't think he's ever tried. He could become crypto though. Let's see if my search is done. Okay, let's go to. Now, the real question is can Metamorpho become kryptonite? I think he has. I don't know. I did this way off. I think I might have to redo the head. For instance, could he have the proportional strength of a T Rex while maintaining the size of a kiwi? I don't think so. I know what my problem is. I didn't put that shoulder up as much as. should have. Like I said, I don't think he can combine stuff, so it's one of his limits, his limiting factor. I think he can just become whichever animal he chooses. And he only has the abilities of that animal. But of course, I could always, search up a bio for him and we could find out together. Although I don't think anybody's asked these hard questions before. I am back. I don't know what happened. Rick's back party's over. You want to know these questions, John? Go ask DC. I just draw the character. Or I'm just drawing the character. Okay, so I think we got the basics of him. I might end up. Yeah, well, I don't know a lot about Beast Boy. I admit that. I have some knowledge. John's like that is. Oh, uh, JP Bird. My question is, why is it scary, John? Is it that you don't know that much about truck driving that makes it scary? And you're a truck driver? Hello, Lorenzo. Okay, back. What did I miss? I was walking my dog. Um, I don't think everything you missed can be summed up in a nutshell. We got John talking about Beast Boy combining powers, whether he can or not, or abilities of animals. Uh, yeah, but Vixen doesn't change shape, neither does Animal Man. To my knowledge, anyways, they do not. Okay, later, John. Have a good sleep. See you tomorrow. Probably. He's located on the West Coast. He's in the States on the West Coast. But he works during the night, so. Yeah. Just as long as you're not too confused. Okay, so I think I got this down how I want to do it. And of course, I will color it probably, obviously. Hey, John Talk. Whoa, what's going on here? Drama? Drama here. Almost never. Hello. P.S.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Good. You, not much yourself?
Oh, I'm
Good to
good.
have you.
Been a while. Sorry about that.
No problem.
I just got my camera new set up. I got a mic stand. I got it clipped to the webcam, and so I can get more. As you can see, room right now. I just set it up because of
Cool.
so I can draw better now, and people can actually see what I'm drawing.
Oh, that's always good.
Yeah.
Uh,
How was your Christmas and well, actually, no, it was New Year's. Yeah, New Year's. You said I think you said was it Christmas or New Year's? You went to a singles dance or something.
well, I thought it was a singles dance. It was a dance, but it wasn't just for singles.
Oh, was that Christmas or was that New Year's?
New Year's.
Ah, okay. And I remember you said that at some point. I was just trying to remember. I've just been busy.
Yeah, this gets difficult. So many things to remember.
Yeah, I've just been sending invites to everybody for Friday.
Yeah, what
Uh,
time?
that's gonna be 10 p.m. Eastern.
Oh man.
Don't tell me that you have something going on at that time.
Well, I'm probably going to be having Muttman on. The which one is it? Book Hero.
Oh, you're gonna have Andrew?
No, that's not Andrew. That's I'm talking Muttman and
Oh, oh yeah. Blood of the Patriots, not book one. Okay. For a second
yeah.
there, I thought you said book one. I was like, yeah, no, it does get confusing sometimes. Yeah, I sent Muttman, and he said he was kind of tied up this week. I asked, and also sent one to Dano, even though he's a writer, but he's a wrestling fan. And he said
Yeah,
he wasn't sure either. So
yeah,
yeah,
I had invited them last week, whatever, to come
oh yeah,
on for Friday because it's their last day.
oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's more important, yeah. In a way, but maybe one of them should come on my channel so that we could promote. Maybe because I don't know. I want them to hit their mark. That
Yeah,
was
well, at this point, they're unless they go on Ethan's, I don't think they're going to hit their mark
yeah. Well,
because
that,
they're under 2,000 and their goal is 8,500.
crap. Yeah, they wouldn't. Yes, I don't think it's going to happen. But yeah, that's why I was like trying to because I was talking to Testosterone. He's got 11K subscribers, and they're all tied to his Facebook for followers for the because it's all about Portland Championship Wrestling, and he believes he can get those people to, if he posts on Facebook to come over and watch live as many as he can. And that's a good number, but like you said, yeah, they were closer. Might have helped them. I don't think you can get
Yeah.
$6,000 in one night. No.
Over 6 grand. Like I said,
Yeah.
the only way they're getting it is if they get on Ethan's.
Yeah. Now I know you usually did that stuff on Saturday, so I was like, yeah, I don't think anything's going on. I had no idea you were
Yeah,
doing that. I was like,
yeah,
oh,
it's just because it's their last night. That's why I'm doing it. You know,
yeah,
I've still got something booked for Saturday, but since their last night is the Friday, I figured have them on. At least get them a little bit more exposure because, well, depending on how early I end this stream, I might even have more subs before tomorrow because I went on Pusa last night and I'm up to 220 subs.
what's Pusa?
Pusa Studios, it's a spot where you can go and you just get in the chat and a lot of people will subscribe to you. It's I'm not sure how to. It's a place to build up your channel, for lack of a better way of saying it.
Okay.
I'm subscribed,
Oh, that's cool. I'll look him up then.
Okay, what's
Can you
that?
drop?
Hold on. John, I called them yesterday and they're supposed to be delivering it today. It's supposed to get on the truck and come here. I made arrangements yesterday. I called them and it seemed like they were doing. I gave them my phone number, everything for DHL. So I don't know what's happening with these people. I'll call them again. Let's see. They said to do the tracking thing, so let's see. I hate it when people can't get their act together, especially bigger companies. Saying on hold, local time, 7:20. I don't know what's happening. Live. You say this is so much hassle. You better do a live unboxing. I will.
Wait, what did you get in the mail?
Well, I haven't got it yet because this company can't get with it. John got me something for Christmas. I believe it's some sort of Justice League poster.
Nice.
And this company, they don't even leave anything downstairs. They just send it to their store nearby or holding facility, which is way out of the way for anybody in Hamilton. There is no way I can get to it by bus. I checked that out before even calling them yesterday. And I gave them my phone number. That way they could call me when they were downstairs. You know.
You know, it's always a pain when you're trying to order stuff.
Ordering the stuff's not the problem. You know, I didn't have this much problem with the glove. You got my mom some gloves, and that was delivered by Canada Post. No problem. But DHL, they're too. They don't. They like I said, they didn't even leave anything to say they were here, and then and that was on the 16th of December, and now they just keep calling John every day. Apparently.
That's crazy. JP is going back to work. Well, hopefully I can be saying that every so often too, JP. Yeah. Well, I hope you get, it gets delivered soon, man. I mean, sometimes it comes in quick, sometimes it comes in slow. I was surprised that model kit I ordered from Japan got here as quick as it said. It said it wouldn't be here till mid-January or something. I got it just before New Year's.
Well, that's always good. So I'll call them morons again today after I get off and say, hey, you guys said you're going to have it here today, yet you've called and there should be something on file, yet you call the guy who bought it and is having it sent. What's going on? I'm not sure whether I should wait till today or not, later today, but it doesn't look like it's still even on the truck yet today. So you would think with me calling yesterday afternoon, all this stuff would have preceded. But I guess that's expecting them to have a little bit of intelligence.
Mm. Yeah. Well, since yeah. That's unfortunate. So now I feel bad because you're doing a stream tomorrow, so I don't really want to snag your viewers away now. Trying to
Oh, don't worry about it. You do what you're gonna do. We're all gonna at some point step on each other's toes. You
yeah.
didn't know. You know. You
Yeah,
know.
but we're probably gonna be doing it every Friday at 10 because that's what we were gonna do Sundays because it was working good for Brad Pencil for Life. No, wait, not Brad. I think actually Brad is gonna draw. I know Bill is, but no, it was the Roddy Piper guy. That's what day he wanted to do was Sunday, but we were talking it over and it ended up being Friday. So
Oh,
because we don't want to. Well, our thing is because it's wrestling fans, we don't want to compete with the WWE pay per view, and they're always on Sundays, and they could be like once a month or twice a month, and yeah, I mean that's one or two times out of the month that his the fan base that he's already gotten may not tune in to watch us draw at 10 while they could watch their WWE Pro Wrestling.
yeah.
Yeah, that's too much bigger competition.
Yeah, I see where you're going. Hey, why compete with somebody you don't need to compete with, right?
Yeah, since we're starting too. I mean, if this goes well, we may actually do a Sunday stream where we can all just like do what everybody does on Chester's channel and Bunny Vision it somehow if we can. I'd have to talk to Testosterone about that first. But I think he doesn't even watch modern wrestling anymore. So he's like, it would probably be not a great idea.
Let's see what's John Dillett says there's like 40 people live streaming now in only 24 hours. Y'all stream for multiple hours.
Yeah. Well, I told him, he said he wanted to go probably all night if we could. And I was like, don't want to do 7 hours. That was fun.
As long as it's not your stream, you say you go 8 hours. I'll drop off at a certain point.
Yeah, well, it's my creation, but we're using this channel. But at the same time, it's more of you want people to watch, but I don't know if people would want to watch 7 hours straight. We'd lose some viewers. We could gain some, but lose some. But it's the first one. I don't think we should go that long. We should just do like the regular draw and quarter time. Which is like a little over more than 2 hours. It's probably like 2 to 3 hours.
What is it exactly? Draw and what or?
It's like drawing quarter, but it's pro wrestling. So we give So this first one we're doing is just paying tribute to the most recent passed away wrestling announcer, Mean Gene Okerlund. He died this week. Yeah, he just died this week, and it was a couple days ago, I believe, or yesterday or something like that. Yeah, it was in the last couple of days.
Yeah. Oh, he was also a wrestler too at one point.
Maybe. That is a possibility. One of those guys were wrestlers that became something else. Yeah, that is true.
My mom, I think my mom remembers him being a wrestler at some point.
That's cool.
I'm
sorry.
I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to ask her.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so we're just gonna like have people draw their favorite moments of Mean Gene. I got one or two ideas of what to do. I'm just gonna be picking. I'm actually looking up right now references from it. I don't want to give it away. Yeah, we're gonna do that one, and then after this one goes through, hopefully it's very successful, even if it's what it is because it was short notice. We're gonna just like kind of do like 1 week. We'll do like something like it'll be like from the 70s or something, and then we'll do like the 80s the next week, and maybe we'll straw poll with a bunch of like the big guys of who do you want us to draw. Like if you pick 80s, I'm guessing it's like Hulk Hogan and Macho Man and stuff. Stuff like that. and we're gonna just do something simple. We may try to get a little more complicated, like we want people to draw multiple people in there. So like draw it from a certain match, like Macho Man versus Hogan, and you can like draw like a very iconic part of that fight scene of that match.
Yeah.
Like Andre getting slammed by Hogan or something like that. That's a very all Stone Cold stunning The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's something that'll be added on to it too. We haven't, I pitched him the names of what we're going to call it. He's thinking about it because we have to both agree on it. And I don't blame him because
John saying, if you lose, you catch a belly to belly suplex.
Yeah, from Brock Lesnar.
Well, maybe that's what you should have. If you're quote unquote drawing a wrestling match or two guys up against each other, maybe you should have a double straw poll. The villains, the heel, and I forget what they call a non-heel.
Well, Testosterone thinks we should do this, and I haven't fully agreed on it yet, but he believes like since it's going to be our first show, it doesn't matter about winner or loser. We should all try to give our if we have a good enough audience, we should just all send away our drawings so that way everybody gets a drawing the first time. And we should try to do that the first time, and then the next time we just do the winner gets to send out a drawing. And I'm fine with that. They can have mine. And I told Todd and John. John said he would see if he could do it. I haven't heard back from Todd yet, but Bill said I think Brad will be there too. Chester will be there. He's not going to draw, but he's going to talk. So we've got a decent amount of people. I'm trying to make sure we have at least 10.
Yeah.
Someone said I should get Booster, but Booster was on Manny's last night, and he says I don't watch wrestling, so no, no funny Booster.
I watched wrestling in the late 80s, early 90s. I watched it when it was all heroes and villain type stuff.
Well, if we do an episode like that, Rick, and you're free that day, and you want to do like Hulk Hogan or Macho Man or whatever,
yeah.
Ultimate
Warrior, heck,
we'll let you know.
Yeah. Well, heck, I forget who it was. I think it was the Mega Powers Explode. I was at WrestleMania. It was here in Toronto at the Sky Dome.
You mean was it Hogan versus Warrior?
No, I'm thinking it was Hogan versus Savage. But
okay.
I could be wrong.
It was one. It was definitely Hulk Hogan was there, no matter what. Yes, but yeah, we do something like that. Well, okay. Ortiz says I can talk. Well, that's cool, Ortiz. I'm gonna have to just see how many people we got to talk and draw because I know Testosterone will be talking and not drawing, and so will be Chester, and that's 2 people. It wouldn't be right to have I don't know 6 people talking and 4 people drawing. I'm trying to get it kind of level with the artists because we want as many artists as we want, so we can hand out art if we all can agree to that after it's all said and done.
I know I could whenever I do it. That's no problem.
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously it's not going to be this week, so for you, so we're just going to have to figure out how many people we got exactly. Because if it's Brad, Bill, me, maybe John, I got to look back on my phone and see who else agreed. Because I tried to get Ninja, and he's already booked for something this week, and he was actually contemplating, but he's not going to upset Pope Fire.
Oh, there's a question. Ortiz, John, you want to go on that wrestling thing on Friday? He's in the chat still, so I figured I'd ask for you.
I sent him a message on Twitter. He said he'll try if he can. That's what he told me. Yeah. Well, I understand if he's either too tired or maybe he has to work because I wasn't sure if he was working Friday. I thought he was.
He doesn't usually work Fridays.
All right, so yeah, if he wants to, it'd be great because I know John likes a little bit of wrestling, and it's something different.
Macho Dan and that do too. So
Yeah, that's why I asked him and Muttman, and I think Dan was more. I mean, like you said, you had Muttman for tonight. I mean, tomorrow night.
well, they haven't 100% positive, but I should actually contact them again after
Yeah,
this and make sure.
yeah, because I know Muttman didn't tell me, but he said he was pretty tied up, and Dano said he wanted to do it, but Muttman said he would do the
Oh,
next one. Yeah, yeah. Dillard said I already said I would try. Yeah, he said he would
yeah,
try. Yeah.
he did. I didn't know that when I said,
Yeah.
John. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get pour me a cup of coffee.
Uh-huh. So some purple. Uh, I have some stuff to do with the wife on Friday, and if I finish early enough, I will. Okay. Well, I don't mean to push you. I didn't know that he had sent you a text, John, or a DM or whatever. He told me after, as you probably already heard. I said it. Otherwise, I would not have asked.
All right, I'm back.
And he's saying we got a gatekeepers meeting too at that time. Uh, and he's saying so
Huh?
he'd have to jump on at least an hour late.
Well, that gives everybody an equal balance because John's so good. Did you see him when he jumped an hour late? Well, was it last week's fan edition? That's
Yeah.
pretty good for 1 hour, man. That's pretty damn good. Oh, excuse my language.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna start. I gotta start a tally of swear words.
Oh, that one's not that bad. F
Uh,
bombs are F bombs are the worst.
yeah, I didn't realize when I was cooking when you had cut the stream off, but I don't blame you. It got a little too much that day with Risey. Has he?
Yeah,
Has he been on?
he hasn't been on. He's been in the chat, but he's got it. He can still come on. I'm not gonna ostracize him
Yeah.
over it.
Yeah.
He's still more than welcome. Hopefully, he's just not drunk though.
Yeah, that was my thing. It was like, he likes wrestling too. My thing is, yeah, if we're short and we need an extra talker, he's invited as long as he's sober. Because I'm not 100% sure the viewership age on testosterone, but we're keeping it straight, focused on wrestling. So there's no really any comic book talk, no drama, none of whatever's going on in our personal stuff will leak over to this thing. It's supposed to be very professional,
Yeah, you
and
want
that's
to keep it PG.
we want to keep it at least professional and not letting our personal drama on. I don't know if it's Twitter or whatever, because we're all comic skate, but we don't need to bring
Yeah,
that into the wrestling audience who don't know anything about it.
yeah. Well, it's starting to infect wrestling actually, but
Yeah. I mean, well, like
what I hear, anyways.
I mean, well, yeah, but we're trying to like keep it positive. We're all gonna have fun and draw. We don't need to be like attacking. Or right now, we don't need to be attacking product or stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun to do it in wrestling because no one's gonna like dox you or anything because a lot of people do it all the time, and on these wrestling channels, it's where I get a lot of my news from. I watch just I don't watch wrestling that much anymore. I'll just catch up the big scoop of what's happened in like a 5-10 minute or so video telling me what happened on Raw.
Yeah.
Or like big spoilers, inside scoops, and I'll take it with a pinch of salt. But at the same time, it's very professional, and I like that. He's asked me, so we're drawing Mean Gene. Yes, we're going to be drawing Mean Gene Okerlund. Yeah, I'm looking up.
I've only got one thing to say that. He says, so we are drawing Mean Gene? No, you're not drawing Mean Gene. You don't draw, do you? Ortiz?
I thought he draws. Or what? Or wait, doesn't? Oh wait, are you the one that has the that you like download like stuff on your computer and you just like ink over like others' art and that's what you like to do? Is that you?
You asking me or
No,
Ortiz?
I'm asking E. I'm asking if that was E because I think that's who I think that is. If it's not him, it's someone else I'm thinking of. And I apologize if that's not you. Um, yes, okay, he does say he draws. Okay, well, if you can draw and you want to be a part, E, just hit me up on Twitter. I'll give you my Twitter link. I'll just drop it in the tab real quick. I mean, you're part of. Well, yeah, I'll just do it separately. I don't want to just drop it in the big thing yet. Testosterone's kind of very picky about stuff, so I don't blame him. It's just
Yeah,
personal.
you should just come up with whatever you're gonna call it, wrestling, drawn and wrestled.
It's something like that. Well, I've given him different nicknames. Yeah. Okay. So I was right. He was doing that too, but he still does. Right. So okay. I think we are friends on Twitter. If not, or like not friends, we follow each other. I'm pretty sure we do. If not, follow me there. I'll follow you back. I will send you a link if you want to. Well, that's mean, John. John just said, I saw Ortiz draw a blind guy with a rag on his eyes. That sounds mean.
Or I guess you could maybe call it a wrestling draw.
Yeah, I pitched him enough
I know
for
that's
different.
not too. I know that's not too good. Like a draw in wrestling, a tied match.
Well, I pitched him my first one and he didn't like it, which was drawing with pencil neck geeks, and he knew the reference. It's a Freddie Blassie reference. He would always call people "you pencil neck geeks," and I thought that went perfect because it's a wrestling catchphrase. It has pencil in it. Geeks, we are all geeks, and we are drawing. So I thought that was pretty good idea. But he said that maybe we, pick something with a pro wrestling move or something. Oh, okay, so I was wrong. John was not making fun of E. Okay, that's his character. Okay. I also said I'm not good at proportion of portraits. Well, um, well, me neither. But I'm gonna just draw it in my style the best I can, Mean Gene, and I think that's the best way to do it. We're gonna try to do our best. And just the best thing to do is like look up old things of Mean Gene. Think about your favorite thing that he did, moment with a wrestler or whatever. I've got one in mind. I'm not gonna give it out because it's a very funny thing that happened live and it stuck to me, so I'm going to do that. And I'm going to draw that the best I can. And if we can get anybody else on, and cool, you're all welcome. Well, maybe the next time we do it, if 10 o'clock's too much, maybe we'll set it to a little earlier or later, depending. So that way, John may be able to dip in more after or before if they have the gatekeeper stuff. if they have that every Friday. I don't want to interfere
We're,
with that.
we're supposed to be having it every Friday
All right.
till at least we launch, maybe a little bit after.
Well, Chester's a part of that, and he's going to come on, so that's going to be a little bit of an issue then, right?
Yeah.
I'll have to talk to Chester about it. Maybe I can have it set up maybe a couple hours earlier if testosterone is not working.
Yeah, but then Chester's got his show at 8 too, so his fan speak at 8, so you might have to have it afterwards.
Oh yeah. Well, if it's 8 p.m., we're having ours at 10 p.m. So he'll be done before that anyway. So we'll have to work it all out soon because.
Well, it takes depending on the drawing time, because you remember drawing quarters 2 hours.
Yeah. So we'll just have to figure it all out. Yeah. It was like we all agreed on because we thought I thought that I had forgotten about the whole graveyard thing, the Great Gatekeeper thing.
Yeah.
Oh crap! I'll be right back. I gotta go plug this up. It's about to die.
Yeah, no problem. So that's Beastie Boy. Oh, I mean Beast Boy.
It's the Beastie Boys. Yeah, that'd be a great idea. Beast Boy transforms into the three Beastie Boys. Yeah, sorry I didn't draw with you. I was trying to get this camera set up and make sure it looks good. I may have to move it around later. Oh, your Beast Boy looks pretty cool, man. Are you using regular Crayola markers?
No, I'm using a variety of different markers.
Yeah.
Because some of them are Crayola, but as you can see, I've got a whole bunch of different types in there. And I just pick out whatever I think is the best color for whatever I'm doing.
Yeah. This isn't bad at the same time. You got the color, you got the right color. Yeah, you definitely got the right color down.
All right, later.
Yeah.
So, on with my next character for today, which is Goblin Slayer from the anime Goblin Slayer.
Oh, have you watched it?
Nope.
Oh, okay, good. Because I was surprised you picked that. Ooh.
Yeah, well, I do, like I said, I do anime, right? So I just went and looked. It's one I've heard people mention, so.
Oh yeah, it's a big talk right now because it's very controversial. I'm not going to get into details. This is your show, and I know exactly, so I'm not going to even go there. So, but yeah, but that was mostly just the first episode. But beyond that, it is what the title says. It is Goblin Slayer. He is Goblin Slayer, and he slays goblins.
So, as I was trying to show earlier, it's not the best, but here's something I did a few years back for my idea for. I did with Marvel's Ultimate line. I did decided to try and do DC Ultimate characters. So there's what I created for Beast Boy. He's in the he's in mine. He's able to combine forms, as you can see. He's sort of humanoid, but he's got elephant type feet and bird.
No.
Uh,
Okay. Yeah.
I've got like did a bunch here. Ultimate Batman, Ultimate Aquaman, Doctor Fate. Although he looks about the same. Ultimate Flash, Green Lantern, Kid Flash, Martian Manhunter, Mary Marvel, Plastic Man. He looks about the same. Robin, Shazam, Captain Marvel, Shazam. My Superman and Batman together. Superman, Wonder Woman. That's it. I've got a couple more elsewhere, but okay. So now we need to stop sharing so you guys can see what I'm drawing again.
I like Plastic Man.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man.
The outfit looks about the same, so it's not the powers. It's I just created home or tried to create something unique for the looks, whatever.
Yeah.
So this Goblin Slayer looks like he might be. He's got a lot of detail on him, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. What's really cool about Goblin Slayer is there's a point in the anime that I've been watching. He gets hurt, and it's like he's trying to get a comeback, and they use a lot of D&D dice in the world. So something happens, and he hits like I guess a natural 20, and then he gets that one kickback where he's got and his eye glows red from beyond the helmet, and it has that little kind of glow where it's like smoky kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about? That kind of like
I think
effect.
so, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then he gets back up and he takes out some. He saves the rest of this party from a horde of goblins, and he's injured though. But I think I'm like a couple episodes behind because I've had family over for the last week or so, week and a half. So, I mean, if you don't like too much graphic violence and craziness, yeah, it's not your kind of show.
I can stand violence and all that. It's not. Heck, if you read the Bible, there's a lot of violence in there. It's not all that graphic because you're reading, right? So and these people are graphic in how they wrote it down, but
Ooh, it's I've seen the pictures from the novel. It's pretty close both ways. I mean, yeah, when it's animated, you can actually see it in motion go in and out like the sword in a person. Yeah.
Are you talking about graphic the Bible animated, or what are you talking about animated?
I was just talking about well, like the oh, we're talking about the Bible now. Oh, sorry.
Well, no. I just we're not so much. I just happened to say the Bible can be very violent too. There's violent stuff in there, so I'm not worried about violence.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, if you've seen Passion of the Christ, yeah, that was pretty violent.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't want to get too much into it. I just simply say that and
yeah.
like I said, it's more words, so it's words are different than thing. And then you started saying about animated, so that's like, okay, where I got a little confused about what you were talking about. I thought you were talking about the Bible.
I was talking. Oh, well, yeah, the Bible is graphic. I was still on Goblin Slayer, but yeah, yeah. Oh no, yeah. Yeah, the Bible can be. I mean, depending on if you're going to take a part of it and make it to a movie. I think probably the best way of taking the Bible and making something good about it, where it wasn't too bad, name was that movie? I think it was done by Disney. It was Moses.
Yeah. Well, I
You, you
think
know what?
a lot of them have been animated.
What was the name of that
Uh,
one that was with Moses and stuff?
I'm
I
not
think
sure what the most recent animated one was, but
it was an older one. It was an older one. I think it was
I
done
did.
by Disney. At least the art was Disney-ish. I can't remember the name of it. Um, it was like he freed the people and everything because
Yeah.
yeah, and he did the whole firstborn son thing and everything, but it was a children's cartoon movie, and they did a good job of making it a good movie to watch. I
Yeah.
liked it as a child. I still, if I watched it right now, I still could watch it right now and like it.
Oh, that's good. I hope.
Uh, yeah, it does. I mean, I'm not religious anymore, but I can still stand and
Mm,
watch it as a. I'm pretty sure it was somewhat historical. I could believe that because it's because of that we have because he traveled and they traveled and they found what would be the home of Israel. I think the idea of how long it took to get there, that's something to debate and talk about, but obviously, I don't think we should get into that. This is your channel. And
yeah. Well, normally I wouldn't mind, but right now, he's saying it was called King of Egypt.
oh, okay.
Lorenzo. No, I
Thank
think
you.
not King, Prince of Egypt.
Yeah, yes, Prince of Egypt. That's it. I knew it was something like that. I just couldn't remember. It's been such a long time since I've seen it. It's probably on Netflix or something. Unless it's Disney, they're
Yeah.
taking a lot of stuff off.
Yeah. And then they did one with Joseph and the Code of Many Colors, too.
I think I saw that one.
I forget what it was called offhand, too, but
The then another good one for family is the Evan Almighty and Bruce Almighty
yeah.
one. They're
I,
not
I,
bad.
I like Bruce Almighty more than I do Evan Almighty.
Yeah, that's just something about that movie that was not as good. I don't know if it's because it was already done already and they just had to do another cash grab,
Well,
or
Evan Almighty, who didn't have the power of God, so he wasn't Almighty. He was just being instructed like Noah on a much smaller scale.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean they should have because I guess they had what's his name as God and everything. They just wanted to keep going with it.
Actually, what I think would have been better for them to do for a follow up to Bruce Almighty, um, and probably some people might disagree, but do the reverse instead of a guy getting the power of God, giving a woman the power of God, just to see. I'm not sure how it would do, but and I know probably a lot of. Don't make an all female cast or anything like that, but
As long as it's written well, it'll do good. Because I just my uncle just was visiting. He lives up north, so this is the first time I've seen him in 5 years. So he came with his husband and stuff, and I was talking about new movies, and I was talking about Alita Battle Angel, and he's like, I haven't seen that, and I played the trailer, and he watched it, and he said, that looks great. And this is a female lead. This it's based off of a Japanese comic, but it looks great, and as long as it's written well, it's going to be good. There's plenty
yeah,
of movies where you have female leads in any kind of movie.
yeah. I
And
guess that's what I'm saying. A female lead, but not any social justice nonsense in it.
right,
Just something similar to Bruce Almighty, but instead of the guy having the hard time or down on his luck, it's the girl. You
yeah.
know,
There's one movie that's not modern day feminist, but old feminist with female cast. It's a good movie, and that's the First Wives Club with Bette Midler.
oh
Yeah, and Goldie Hawn.
yeah, I think I
Um,
remember hearing it. I might have even seen it.
yeah, I've seen that multiple times. My uncle loves Bette Midler. he says like, you know what, everybody. He makes the jokes like Madonna is for the rich guy. The broke gay gets Bette Midler. I'm broke. But no. But seriously, yeah, that movie was great because it was very empowering for women. It was a good movie and it was funny and it told a good story. That's the problem. You could have all that today, but if you don't know how to write it well, if you don't know how to tell the joke well, if you don't know how to make everything very even and right, it's not going to go well. And that's what happens, unfortunately.
Yeah, they want to do all female cast movies. Maybe they should do them made for men or whatever. I'm not sure how, but anyway, Ortiz says they want to make a Rick Almighty film.
Yeah, I saw that. That's hilarious. That would be great. Rick Almighty. We should make that a comment.
What, mother?
Just being nosy.
My mom just came in the room. If you people could not tell.
Hello, Mrs. Piper.
Her name's not Pipe. Her last name is not Piper. When she got divorced shortly because she had a sister-in-law with the first name as her, Linda. She switched back to her maiden name, so she's McTavish.
Hello.
Yeah, you were said. Although she can't hear you, you said hi to.
Yeah.
If you didn't figure that out already.
Okay. Hello to everybody. Since I don't know how many's there.
Right now in the panel, there's only one, but in watching, it's showing 7. So, and all of those may or may not be able to reciprocate in typing, because as we know from having a Ruko, you can't do that all the time. Type.
No, I have the Fire Stick, and when I have the Fire Stick, I can only watch it, so I'd have to go and turn my phone on. So that way you'd have an extra viewer, but I'm typing on my phone in the chat box, or I just bring out the laptop.
Ortiz is saying we can do a fan film of Rick Almighty. Me with the power of God. That could be dangerous. Even limit it like Bruce was.
Who are you drawing?
He's called Goblin Slayer, an anime character. I have no idea who he is.
Why?
I didn't expect you would.
I'm leaving again.
Okay, later. Good riddance. She didn't even hear that, but we joke around a lot like that.
That's good, man.
Ortiz says, just us folks giving a little love to the Cross Comics channel. And this is cool. We can always do with a little bit of love.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm probably going to start trying to go on Pusa a little bit more. Well, no, you don't even know what that is.
No, can you drop me a link in the chat so I can click it and then save?
Give me a sec here.
Because that way I can sub to it and then I can watch it the next time you're on that.
Well, you don't. Well, I'm not in the panel on that. No, nobody usually gets in the panel of it, but you can just go in the chat, say hi, blah blah blah, while they're on, and here. Let me see here. I'm bringing it up. Continue. They're live right now. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Control C. I'm just
Oh,
putting in
yeah.
our group chat.
All right. Well, in the chat box, E already posted it. So cool. Thanks, E. I'm pretty sure that it's not clickbait. It's not like so and so would just drop us fake links.
Yeah.
Oh, that's these guys. That's who they are. I forgot. Yeah. I think I'm subscribed to these guys. I had totally forgotten about these guys here. They're just to promote. They like to promote other people's channels, huh?
Yeah.
That is very cool. You know, because of that, they get followed and like I'll have them specifically up build so I can remember the next time. Thank you, E and Rick. I forget who told me about this first. It may have been Manny. Yeah, I think it was Manny that told me about this. I had forgotten all about it. And yeah, that's cool. You just go there and they'll do that and you may get some more subscribers. That's awesome.
Yeah. Watch here. I'll just type in the chat.
It's already in the chat. E Ortiz did.
No, I mean on their chat.
Oh,
I'm sharing
yeah.
it right now.
Oh, sweet. Nice. Maybe we get a few more people watching us then. Sweet. All right, I gotta find some more Mean Gene pictures. Gotta get some better face pictures. Let me just do Mean Gene over the lens. All right, wait. Let's go. We need a young Mean Gene. I don't want old Mean Gene. Ooh, I found a nice, actually, someone did like a painted picture of Mean Gene. Let me just screen share for this for a second. Here, I'm gonna screen share my entire screen real quick. See this, Rick?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, that's a nice little, I don't know, someone did this portrait of Mean Gene. That's nice. Yeah.
Oh, I can't see nothing yet from you. Oh yeah, I see it
Really?
now.
Yeah, you see me up here. He is. Yep, Mean Gene. Yep. All right. Yeah, I just wanted to show everybody this for a minute. Now I can just stop sharing. That's pretty. I think I got just about all the pictures I need for it. You know, the thing about some people, you know, they can rock. I don't have any top hair look, and no one cares.
Yeah.
That was Mean Gene. He just lost the top head. He's like, you know, I'm not going to go bald. I can just keep the rest of it. I'm going to still look
Yeah.
fine.
So I showed you. I was there for a bit. Let's see.
That's cool, man. Do we got any new viewers? Let's check out and see. Not yet. Maybe it takes time.
Yeah. Well, I don't know whether anybody's subbed or not. Let's see. I'll see whether anybody's subbed.
I think I got plenty enough images for me to draw Mean Gene now. I got like 5 different ones I can kind of use.
We're down to 5.
Oh, I think they just hopped on Pusa's studio so they can get viewers now. We just gave it away.
Oh.
Yeah. So Rick, you doing any Canadian snacks today?
Well, yeah, I'll put up a Canadian snack video half an hour after I'm done this. I've probably got like 20 more.
Cool.
Let's see.
What are you gonna do when you run out? Are you gonna try to find something new and actually start doing new ones?
Well, I've done new ones that I haven't got on my other channel.
Oh, cool. Cool. Nice. I wasn't sure if you had stopped and you're just like taking the old ones and putting them here.
Well,
like...
at the moment I am, and then I did some before for the other channel, and then I never put them up. So a few of them are still going to say Pied Piper that aren't up on there. But I've done a few in the last couple of days that I say Cross Comics. So
cool.
But yeah. I'll wait till I'm going to try and put them up in the order that I made them. So if I can remember.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's what Testosterone did. You know, he actually was doing comic books on his wrestling channel. Then he created a second one, so he just put them all on his second channel. So he talks about comic books on his other channel, Crypto Comics, and he does all the the Comicsgate stuff over there. Now for Testosterone on that's just straight wrestling. I think he said when he started to had them both together, that drew the wrong attention, and obviously those people were trying to flag his channel. So he decided if he just separated it, he can keep his pro wrestling channel. And he said, yeah, since I separated it, I've had no issues with the pro wrestling channel now. Now, he just, and I don't blame him. It's very smart and logical, and such.
Yeah, somebody suggested. I forget who suggested. I told them about my Canadian snack stuff on my other one, and they suggested bringing it over here. And I thought, well, what the heck? Doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I guess we're different though. We're little guys compared to some of these guys who poke the bear too much.
Yeah. Well, and then what can they do? It's not going to really hurt my Canadian snacks, on either channel.
Yeah. Not sure. I guess for him, because, Testosterone is Nasser's editor. Yeah. So, that's the issue there. Of course, they're going to, those pros at Marvel and DC are going to go after him. Since he separated it, I don't think they've gone after him too much over on Crypto because I don't think they know. I guess they thought he just bowed out. But yeah, he was like he likes his two things and he wants to keep doing his two things. Yeah.
Yeah. ERT is saying yeah. To I guess what you're saying. But yep, I'm not. I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing. You know, it's not like they can do much to me. I'm my own boss at this point. You know,
Yeah.
for my comics and that. What do you think you guys can do? You think I'm gonna fire myself?
No. Well, I think the mentality is if we can take away your social media and keep you off the internet, we've won. Or they've won. I'm sorry, they have won. And that's if you're big enough where they care. I mean, that's the whole thing with the whole Richard C. Meyer, Mark Wade thing was. That wasn't online. That was, actual getting it printed. And I mean, Meyer has his own issues with like SJW Spider-Man and
Yeah,
Infamous and stuff. But that and all them other people too, and they want him off the internet anyways. But he's a bigger fish. He's a bigger fish.
yeah. And then the guy that hosts me for my channel is my personal friend. So like my website.
Yeah.
So actually I owe him $20 or so for this year, but he's not doesn't never seem too concerned. I usually go to him. I got to get money to him for the thing. But so I'm not worried about stuff like this. You guys aren't going to be able to hurt me. You
Exactly.
know, the worst that they can do is get me off of YouTube. And then you know what? I'll find a way to. I should actually do what Mike says: get people to sign up on my channel, sign up to my email or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly how to do it. Get an email list. That way, eventually, maybe I can have just on my channel itself have a video thing,
Yeah.
or have YouTube, So if anything happens at YouTube, I just go over to my own channel and say, email everybody, say, hey, you want to hear me? I'm going to be on my own channel, Cross Comics.
That's the way to do it, man. That's the way to do it. And there was this joke I remember people were doing. I don't remember how long ago it was getting banned from YouTube. That's okay. I'll go to Pornhub. Oh God, I don't know who made that joke. Just saying, like I think there was people that got banned from Twitch and they actually would live stream or like record themselves playing video games and put it on Pornhub. Oh, I mean, yeah.
People find a way, You're not going to usually stop people from doing stuff like that, especially when there's not too much wrong with what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, if you're being an honest person, you're not breaking anything, and you get done like that. I guess if you want to go to a dirty thing like that shares free videos or whatever, or lives does it free, and with no backlash, and you can do that. You can bring your audience there just to watch you at this dirty website, but they're only watching you. Hey, you found a way to, keep yourself busy, and your audience will be happy, even though they're going to feel a little weird. Go into this very weird website. It's like I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna just drop that there. That's enough of that here. But yeah, I mean it's sad because with everything going on with Patreon and stuff. Yeah, I see. Ortiz says you have Mixer and Twitch as well, and Vimeo. Well, the thing about Twitch is they banned Jeremy from not Geeks and Gamers Jeremy, but they banned the other Jeremy, the one who does the wizard card stuff or whatever, the Magic the Gathering Jeremy. His other handle. He was the one that got punched out. I think you heard about that one, right? That Jeremy guy.
Yeah.
He has his other channel where he talks about stuff. Apparently, he didn't do anything on Twitch, but whatever he said on YouTube about how he did not like that there are women who are cosplayers that it's fine for them to strip naked and paint their bodies. That's called art and teaching people. And he talked bad about one of them, which one of them was Momo Kun or whatever. She's notoriously bad, not really a good person, anyways, technically. And because of he said that on YouTube, that followed him to Twitch somehow. It's kind of like the whole Patreon thing. What you say on other social media devices will get you in trouble. And he got banned, and he was just playing Super Mario. Yeah, the quartering. That's who it is. Jeremy from the quartering.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. If you're somewhere else and you're not breaking their rules on their site, you should not be able to be banned.
Yeah, that's what's been going on with Patreon, and like I will never use Patreon now because actually I don't even know if I ever wanted to use stuff like that because that's the thing about.
Yeah, I gotta get it so people can, if they want to donate to me, because I've got a PayPal for Cross Comics. So
I mean, yeah, you can use that money always to make sure your website is up and running every year. I mean, even if you get more money than that, at least it pays for that and also goes to paying for your supplies. So that's an important thing. That is a good reason, though, to have like something like that. Yeah, because everybody, like, and I had this conversation with Testosterone was like everybody wants to get 1,000 subscribers so they get super chats. The problem with super chats is this: Google's getting 30%, so you're going to get 70 cents off a dollar. Now, if you're sharing that money with whoever you're co-hosting with, like if it's me and him, guess what? We're getting 35 cents of a dollar. So at the end of the day, we may not even get much money out of it. And he even said that, I was like, I'm not interested in doing that. If I did, I'd do Streamlabs. But it's like, it's like,
me, I just want to get monetized for these videos. Yeah, I'm doing enough videos, and if I have enough people watching them, then I get money, right? Forget about
you can get money off your videos.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I forgot.
Forget about the super chats. Yeah, you could probably get more money from the super chats, and yeah, it's nice. The super chats. They're easy, but you got to make sure you're live. You only get the super chats if you're live. If I make a 10-minute video, right, and 1,000 people watch, 2,000 people, I'm probably getting more money from that than I am from super chats. I would think, anyways.
Yeah, probably. It all depends. You also have to do like there's I've watched some videos about that stuff, and some people have said this and that. What happens is you can choose your when it'll hit a stop, and then it'll bring up an ad, and then when an ad comes, I think you get more money if they sit through the whole ad instead of clicking skip after 5 seconds.
Yeah.
If they can do that and watch your video all the way through, because it keeps them track about how long people watch your video and all this stuff, and it's all this algorithm.
Yeah, that happened on a bunch of stuff. I know, especially if you're doing live streams, and people are watching afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, if you keep your live streams up, yes. If you do like a 2-3 hour live stream one day, that's 2-3 hours you've done. And if you did like extra videos and then from other days and just finally upload it later on that day, maybe that adds up to 30 minutes to an hour. Hey, you just did 2.5 hours up to 4 hours of content one day. And you multiply that after 10 days, that's 40 maybe max. Then after 20 days, it's 80. And then that's 100. That's 120 hours every month. So, and then by the end of the year, that's over 1,000. You've done over 1,000, maybe I don't know. You've probably done somewhere between 1,000 to 2,000, which is pretty good.
Yeah, and I know I'm gonna be able to. There's always gonna be content that I can put up of some sort, and I'm trying to get in a whole bunch of different audiences. With my whole scripture, my whole Bible stuff, I'm trying to bring in that audience.
I think breaking it up really helps you a lot more because now you've got these shorter ones, but you've got the scripture ones that people may just want to come just for that. You've got this drawing right here. People come for this. You come for the snacks. Maybe they end up liking more of your stuff and just constantly watch all your videos. What you're doing right now is really smart. I like what you're doing, man.
Yeah. I know the religious stuff, I like it, so I figure, and I know there's people out there looking for it, so
Yeah, man. I'm not religious, but I'm for it, man. I am totally for it, man. I think you're doing a great job.
thank you.
And you're doing what you want to do, but the way you do it in a very nice and kind way. You're not being over preachy about it, which is very good.
Yeah.
I think it's lost art and a missed art out there that some people forget sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I know people don't want too in your face preaching, Yeah, you ask me a question, I'll give you my answer, and you may not like my answer. I'll stand by my answer too. You know, unless somebody can give me information to change my mind, prove me wrong, and obviously I've got to be the one to qualify whether I believe it's proof or not. You can think it's proof, but doesn't mean it is to me. But on that, but I also like what everybody wants to, believe is up to them. I'm not going to force my beliefs down anybody's throat. I don't want to be an SJW.
Exactly. Yeah, like later after I get done with hanging out with you, I think I'm going to try to do a short video. I don't know if I can do a speed video or not, but I'll try to record it. I
Yeah.
got some stuff. I got these. They're called nano blocks. They're like miniature versions of Legos. And I got a few Pokemon ones. Back from when
Miniature
I
miniature versions of Lego. Can you actually get smaller than Lego?
yes, they're called nano blocks, and they're very tiny too, man. Once you build them, they're very tiny. So yeah, I'm gonna try to build that, and I'm gonna like fast, and if it doesn't take too long, I won't speed it, but maybe I'll speed do it because that way I can just because like that's what Andrew's been doing too from Hero Book One. He does Lego stuff, and I had these things left over. Well, the reason why I had it left over was it was something I was going to do during Christmas time with the girlfriend and stuff and build, but I'm single now, so I have to. I got all this stuff that was I bought for us to do together as a Christmas present. Now it's just my stuff since I'm single. Now,
Oh, what? You and your girlfriend break up, or?
yeah, it was. Yeah, we had a lot of issues, so I broke up with her.
Oh, sorry to hear about that.
It's okay, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, it's okay. Like you said, you broke up with her, but still, sad that it had to happen, right? For whatever reason.
yeah. It was. There was a lot of issues. I'd rather not get
Yeah,
just like
yeah. I'm not trying to get you to go into it. I'm just saying.
yeah. I'll just leave it at that. I mean, I still care about her, but it's just that it just was not working out. When you
Yeah.
want a relationship, it's about not just
When you're doing life together, you wanna when you're doing life together, you got to at least be going somewhat the same way. And if you're not got the same ideas for life,
it's not just that. It's like how much you show how much you care about each other too. And if that's not being shown, if you feel like all the time that you're the last thing that comes to mind, it's not fun. And
yeah,
and especially if you're the person in the relationship and you feel like you're giving a lot more than you're getting back by a
yeah,
lot, or at least that's how you feel. It just feels like you're just an item. I'm not trying to say she's a bad person. She's not a bad person. Maybe
yeah,
she's. I mean, we both are you know in our 30s. It's just that some people aren't always in the same mature aspect. I'm not going to say I am very much more of an adult than her, but at the
yeah,
same time, there may be. when maybe it came to relationship stuff, maybe our both of our ideals weren't in the same direction of maturity. Maybe. I mean, I can definitely say there are things I do that are very immature. But with that said, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know.
I'll just focus more on this, getting a new job eventually. If not, I'll just keep doing this until I get one, and then maybe later I'll just start looking again. I'm not in a hurry. I'm not in a rush. My last ex coworker, she just got she told me like it was like our last week working at the store before it closed, and I had no idea her and her boyfriend had broken up, and she was like, yeah, she was having, I wouldn't say the same issues, but similar issues in a way. And then she's been telling me because she's trying to date using like a dating app and this stuff, and she's like, yeah, she's like, guys are jerks. And it's like sometimes
Thanks.
we are, sometimes we are, yeah. Well, she's like, I've only gone on one dates with like a few guys, and they're all doing the same thing. You know, they're not actually looking for a relationship; they're looking for the one thing. And I'm like, yeah, I don't blame why you wouldn't want to talk to them again. I do feel that. I do understand that. Sometimes, sometimes you just
Yeah.
we're all looking for something, and sometimes it doesn't matter up. And I'm like, yeah. I told her, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to go head on in. Uh, yeah, actually, I took my, like family that came by visiting, and I took them around. See, it's like where I worked at. It was like kind of like almost like an outlet mall kind of place, but it had like restaurants and bars as well. And we were walking through, and I was showing them around of how it's changed since the last 5 years. I had noticed that like a few other stores had closed down in restaurants, and I was like, oh, that sucks. And actually, one of my favorite places to go closed down, but
Oh.
Uh, well, I kind of like going there because all right, you know what Dave and Buster's is, right?
Who?
You ever heard of Dave and Buster's?
I don't think so, but I'm not
Well,
sure.
Dave and Buster's is like it's an arcade restaurant. It's kind of like Chuck E. Cheese or like stuff
Mhm.
like that. If you know
Chuck E.
anything,
Cheese, I've heard of.
all right, it's something like similar to Chuck E. Cheese, but it's more for adults because they have a bar in the center. You don't have to drink. You can eat real food, and the food is actually really good there. Or at least it's gotten better since the last time I was there, and it was pretty good for what I got. Um, because what they'll do is like you can buy food, and they have a special where you'll get a card, and the card is what you use instead of buying coins and tokens to play the games. You just
Yeah.
swipe the card in. You can play stuff. They added some new stuff there because they've had Mario Kart. You could do Mario Kart. They have a Ghostbusters game. They added this new, the VR helmet. It's a Jurassic Park ride VR simulator they added in. They had a Halo shooter game and stuff. And they have like a giant Pac-Man game. They have all kinds of cool stuff. It's very fun. I actually just played. They had a new version of Rampage, and I played that. And you could win tickets off that. And then you take your tickets, and you can get some cool items, toys, stuffed animals, win an Xbox or whatever.
Yeah.
It's one of those kind of
Uh,
places.
our amusement park here, Canada's Wonderland, has something similar to that in it too.
Nice. Yeah, I
You,
liked it.
you just collect the points up over time or whatever, over
Yeah,
years. And they got Xboxes or whatever, PlayStation 4s or whatever there.
nice. So
I've
here's the
started
thing. Oh,
started
I'm sorry.
getting stuff for it, but I used to go to the place a lot. But anyways, you were talking.
Uh, well, that's pretty cool. You have the same thing, but like like I said, the place that closed down was the original Dave and Buster's. Really, it had a different name. but it was also a karaoke bar as well. So you had karaoke. It had 2 floors. So you had arcades on the top, on the second floor, and the first floor. You had pool tables. You had all this kind of cool stuff. They are pool tables and Dave and Buster's, but it had all this stuff, and it was very reasonably priced. I mean, straight up, you could pay only a couple, like a couple bucks, and they'd give you 2 giant slices of pizza, which were really 4 slices of pizza,
Yeah.
New York style, and you can get cheap chicken wings, and me and my buddies would go. And you'd get a pitcher of beer for only a few bucks. Also, it was cheap. It was very cheap. It was fun. We'd do karaoke. We'd play arcade games. And we'd all have a great time. Unfortunately, Dave and Buster's came in, and the plaza, the outlet had a contract, and they made a contract with them, which was they could be the only venue that had arcade games. So Broadway Louis had to, they moved anyways. So they moved over to a smaller location. They took all their arcade games and just became a karaoke bar. And they just closed once the year ended. And yeah, it was unfortunate. It was it was like the most inexpensive place to hang out in the whole area. So yeah, so that place had to close down. And then another place closed down too, and it was a raw bar where you just eat seafood and stuff. And it had been there. You gotta understand, this outlet has been there for 25 years or so. And that place was like the toy store I worked at had been there from the start. So that's like this year, 2 original survivors are gone. There's not many other places that have been there since the beginning when that outlet was made.
Ooh, that's
So, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with rent going up, because that was one of the things I was told when we closed down. Rent was going up. And rent's going up everywhere in these places of business, even in indoor malls.
Let's see. ERT says he's Canadian. That was with. They don't have that stuff there. Like what you're describing. That they have moose rides.
Oh,
There ain't
you're
that many
from.
moose.
He's from. I think. Aren't you from North Carolina or something? I think I've seen some of his videos, and I could be wrong, but there should be a Dave and Buster's around your area. I've been to Charlotte. I've been to Fayetteville. Pretty sure Charlotte does. I forget. Correct me if I'm wrong, E, if you're not from North Carolina. All right, I gotta fill more coffee.
Yep, there is Carrie. There is in Carrie. Oh, just reading Ortiz's thing. I think he was saying about your comment about him living there and saying.
Okay, he lives. Yeah, he says he lives like 20 minutes away from Fayetteville. Yeah, hey, has Fayetteville gotten any better? Because I haven't been to Fayetteville in years, but the last time I was there, it looked like it's well, at least their mall was getting worse and worse, and that was years ago. Because I remember that mall had like a Disney store, and it's gone, and it was like right across from a Walden's bookstore, and the Walden's is gone, and there was like a nice place that you could get good anime DVDs, wrestling DVDs, and that place is gone. Forget the name of the mall. I think there was 2 malls there, but they were both pretty beat up. Vietnam.
Fate, Fataman, or I'm not sure how you pronounce what he's saying there.
Calling it Vietnam like it's Vietnam. It's probably Vietnam, yeah. He's gonna get all Forrest Gump on us. Don't go to the mall. Go to Amazon. No, dude. The mall's Cross Creek. Yeah, that's the name of it. I remember that place. Yep. Had a nice arcade. I remember at one point. I mean, well, that thing changes. Oh no, I remember like God. I can't remember how many years ago it was. Yeah, and it just shows you when you're told by family. Oh yeah, when I was a kid, this mall was great. You go there, and it is. It looks like you're not. It's like a horror, scary movie. Like you just went to the wrong house. There was actually one of the stores was held up with police tape, and you could see that they didn't even mop up the blood. I'm serious. This was the one in Charlotte. And my mom was like, "Oh, it was great. It's great." And I used to go here when I was a kid. The bottom floor of the mall, which is underneath the first floor, has an ice skating ring. Now, it still had the ice skating ring, but boy, it was. Yeah, no, I'm never going back there again. I forgot the name of that mall too. Maybe he knows what I'm talking about. That one. If he doesn't, don't go to any malls in Charlotte. Yeah, I don't even want to go back to Charlotte anymore. I've been to Charlotte like 3 times in my entire life. And every time I go there, something bad happens to me.
Well, that's not good.
The last time we went
Last time you went, you broke up. No.
No, the last time I went was still years ago, but
that was only a couple days ago.
Yeah. He said, "I avoid the Cross Creek Mall, especially during Christmas time. You might get robbed in the parking lot." Jesus, it's gotten worse. No. The last time I went to Charlotte, my dad had a friend who always has season tickets, NFL tickets for the Carolina Panthers. I have never gone to an NFL official football game, and I was like, cool. So it was going to be me, my mother, my father, and my cousin, and she came with us because we were given 4 tickets. It was going to be the Carolina Panthers versus the Dallas Cowboys, and my father loved the Dallas Cowboys, so this was really big for him. And I was like, well, cool, I get to go to an NFL game and see how it is. My thing about that is, if you watch it on TV, you can hear the announcers. You watch it live, you don't hear the announcers. So that was something I didn't know. It was different, they constantly played rock music from classic rock while the game was going on. So I thought that was interesting because I didn't really hear it that much when I watched it on the ESPN channel or whatever live. And I was like, that was interesting. But my issue was there's a Wendy's inside, but you don't want to eat when you're there because a $2 burger at Wendy's anytime is like
$10.
Yes, it's expensive. And the only thing I did was me and my cousin went over. Okay, he says he only goes to Charlotte for the ball games. Okay, yeah, it's an outdoor stadium. It gets cold in the winter. It was kind of cold when we saw him, and I think that was around October. I know you burn up in the summer. That sucks.
Can't win for losing.
Yeah, but
can't lose for winning.
All right, this is before it gets bad. So before it got bad was this. Yeah, so me and my cousin, me and her would go. Yeah, Bank of America. That's the stadium, Bank of America. Yep. We would go instead of spending our money on food because we were going to eat later anyways. We figured we'd go to somewhere nice and eat. So we went and we just went and see how much beer costs. So we just went over and just had a few blue moons, and every so often because they're on breaks, and we would just go and have one and take one with us, and we would just hang out, and we had fun. We were like by the goal. Yeah, Dallas. Yeah, Ortiz. Dallas does have the best stadium because Jerry Jones has a lot of money, but he can't pay the team to actually have a good team and good coaches to win a Super Bowl. That's the only issue. All that money and all he can produce is a good stadium and not a winning team. But yeah, we had fun. We did all that. Uh, Regardless, the Panthers lost. Dallas somehow won, but the game wasn't that good. We left, and the issue was we parked kind of far out of the way. So it's nighttime now. So you're in a big city, it's nighttime, and you walked a good distance. Now it's time to remember where you parked the car. Yeah. I knew where it was, but no one listened to me. We walked around for hours. Never went the way I said because no one believed we went that far. We paid, and then because it got so dark and it was starting to look sketchy, we were able to get a ride to where I thought it was by a nice policeman. So we all got in the back of a cop car. And yeah, there's 4 of us, so we're cramped like sardines. And we went there and we found it, and I was like, could have been already at a restaurant eating a long time ago and on our way home. But no, you didn't want to listen to me. And then we went and because we could have ate around any of the nice restaurants that were around. Because I was like, oh, let's go to Hooters. Because there was one in there and it was near us. And we could have gone straight there first and there. It was like right on the way. Nah. No, we ended up eating at Cracker Barrel, and I hate Cracker Barrel. So it was like, this day just keeps getting better and better. But yeah, that's my last time in Charlotte story.
Ortiz says, JP4 is back and said, Ortiz says, they're talking about my stomping grounds. Oh, I'm not. What's his name is? Melton.
Well, my dad was born in Charlotte, so, and I have family all over in North Carolina. But it's like every time I go, I'm guessing like the place. If you want to go to a good place in North Carolina, I'm guessing it's Raleigh, maybe, or I don't know. What's like some of the very nicer cities to go to in North Carolina? Just probably besides, I don't know. Well, I mean, Wilmington's very good that I know of it, but they look very high class. Every time I go through Wilmington, it's been high class. Okay, so I must be in like the worst part of Charlotte all the time. Because I know there's like 3 different parts of Charlotte at the very least. There's the not so great Charlotte, there's the really nice upper class Charlotte, and because I got lost one time and I was in Charlotte, but I could have swore I was in another country because everything was in Spanish. And I'm not dogging anyone who speaks Spanish or whatever. But I got surprised because there was all the signs and everything was in Spanish, and it was a little different for me. I mean, how would you feel, Rick, if you're in a different city? Everything's in English, and then all of a sudden it's in Spanish.
Oh, so you're talking the province of Quebec. Everything's in French.
Yeah, I mean, well, you already know that going in, but you're in the same city, and then like the other half of the city, it's in a whole different language. Like,
yeah.
Where am I?
Oh, Trusty Sidekicks back.
Hey, Trusty. I mean, I swear, I think both North and South Carolina has the most and I'll call it racist. He knows what I'm talking about. The south of the border. E, do you know about the south of the border?
He's saying same in Miami, I guess, for a thing.
He's talking about Wilmington. Wilmington is like Miami. Yeah, south of the border is probably the most racist thing I've ever seen. It is like making fun of Mexico, saying because you're going from North to South Carolina, that's the border. You're south of the border. And it's like there's like the pictures and the logos is like a cartoon Mexican with a sombrero and a poncho and everything. You go around to where it is, the whole look around, and it's multicolored and weird. And it used to be a much bigger attraction. Now it looks kind of run down. Yeah, but yeah, I'm like that is, and I always see the billboard sometimes around certain areas of here. And don't forget to go to the south of the border. You're only so many miles away. I'm like, I it's very weird. Okay, so that's where it is. I just remember it was somewhere like that. He says south of the border is in Dillon, which is pretty close to the border anyway. All the signs are about Pedro. Yes, yes, so that's what it is, Pedro. I forgot. Yeah, it's so stupid. Yeah, it has been there. It's been 20 years. Well, yeah, I guess I was. Yeah, I guess I was a kid. Well, when I first went, or probably the only time I really went. But yeah, yeah, I guess it has been that long.
I think he was saying it's been 20 years for him.
No. Well, I do remember when I went. I was pretty young, so I don't remember how long south of the border's been there, but it's been there good enough. Going back to Rick, Rick is doing a really, really awesome job here with Goblin Slayer. Well, that's cool, Ortiz, that you've been here in North Carolina since '97. We're glad that you're here. You're an awesome dude, and I hope everything is great for you.
And now he's moving to the West Coast
Really,
because of work.
if he has to, that's good for him. I mean, hey man, you gotta move, you gotta work. Cool, good for you.
North Carolina has been awesome, says E. Ortiz.
That's cool, man. Actually, actually remember the last time I was in Fayetteville was to help a buddy out running, well, just help setting up and stuff. Um, they were playing in a show for their band in a bar. Well, we thought it was a bar completely, but we were wrong actually. So me and the guitar player gets there first. It's called what's it called? Something. It has something to do with a horse, and forget. But we get in there and we're walking in. We're bringing some of the stuff in, and I'm looking around. And I see something odd. There's like a pole on an upstand, and it's going all the way up to the ceiling. And I'm like, that's weird. This is kind of weird bar. What is it? Kind of like a strip club. And before I could finish that, a lady walked by me with nothing on, and I'm like, are we in the right place? We were in the right place. Apparently, by day is a day. It's that kind of night. It's a day by the day. That's what it does. But at night, it's a concert venue. I'm like, that's weird. I
Yeah.
was like, this is weird. So I'm just like, we're just sitting there having a beer, and there's this lady's walking around with no clothes on. I'm like, I was like, yeah, they're about to get off their shift. And he was good. I was like, good. I have a girlfriend. At the time, I was like, I have a girlfriend. Good. Don't want no one bothering me. It was a little uncomfortable for us because
Yeah.
we were not expecting that. Then everybody else got in, and they were surprised too. But like at least a couple, like because a couple of them have different ideals. They're like, shoot, we should have left sooner. I'm like, well, that's nice, good for you. And then we all got done with it and left. They said they wanted us back, and then at the time I had a band, and they wanted to get us, but then something happened. There was fallout, and none of us got invited back because since we traveled so far, they paid us a good deal of money.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, well, it takes you 2 hours to get there, 2 hours to get back. Yeah, they wanted to make sure you had one gas money and you got paid.
Yeah. Ortiz says, yeah, he's moving to Washington State.
Oh, geez, cool. That's cool, man. So, is there a lot of good work up in Washington State, or is it or is it cheaper to live there, or is it like personal reasons you're moving over there? E?
Oh, I think he's moving because his job requires him to move that he actually already has. Or,
Oh,
if I remember correctly, sorry for answering for E. And he says Shapiro just showed it up for Lone Star again, or tweeted out.
well,
Mike
that's
must,
cool.
Mike must be in all his glory.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's going to help him out more. And uh, we watched that last night, and I know Malin was upset, and he was like, "Oh, just go ahead and ship out your book."
Yeah,
But I kind of see
I,
the
I,
point.
I, see, I see it too, but you could do two different shippings. Get for the people that have actually gotten it. You maybe keep your store open.
Yeah. I mean, you could always do what Ethan did and Ethan did 2 runs for Cyberfrog. You could always open it up again, and you can with no time stamp and keep it going, I guess. But I don't know how that works really when you open it up again.
Well,
I'm not sure. You have to
he
start all
opened
over.
it was yeah, but it was the same, but it was separate.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, because like once you've had this and that, I'm not really sure. But whatever he does, yeah, it would be nice if he could just go ahead and send it out. Yeah, but maybe he just wants to do it all at one time because Mike's got a lot of projects he's working on in the future as well.
Because I'm
Uh,
sure if it costs him a little bit more to ship, make a few extra books, like say he gets 1,000 books, through Shapiro, do that run separately, it's gonna cost you a little bit more, but if you wanna please the customers that you already have.
well, if Mike can get on Ben Shapiro soon,
Yeah, well, I don't think he's going on. Yesterday, what's his name tweeted out. Well, he's been tweeting out about Lone Star, and also he's been yesterday said one thing that I like is Lone Star. The Shapiro thing where he says one thing that I like, one thing that I hate,
mhm.
and he did the whole thing about Lone Star yesterday. So it's nice that he's going. And Trusty's saying Mike probably wants to keep the printing costs down by how only doing one run. And I get that, but there's also And that's why I know I'm positive that's why he's doing it. But at the same time, you want to, people have been paid waiting. You're already behind schedule.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be just smarter to say, hey, okay, I'm going to do this. And maybe I'm going to, you know, hurt a little bit in costs, later because of doing 2 runs, but at least all my people are happy.
Yeah. And the thing is, with what's going on with all these books is getting it on time to the customer, because the one thing that big boys, or the people that are working for corporate, let's just call it the people that are working for the corporate companies, because we can't always say pros or whatever, because of, you're comparing Robbie Rodriguez to like Ethan Van Shriver, and you can see the difference. No, and I'm not trying to offend anyone, but we know the truth there. Who's the better artist? But it's not about that. It's about getting your product delivered. Because right now, how many of these, Comicsgate Indiegogo books have been sent out and reached? I know people have gotten their what's it called? The
Iron
Richard
Sight,
Smart Iron Sights.
yeah.
That's one of them. What are the
Jawbreakers.
other
Jawbreaker.
Jawbreakers? Has people actually gotten their jawbreakers?
I'm not
Because
sure.
if they did, I know Comic Book would have reviewed it by now, because that's how he got his little spotlight, and that's how he's on Ethan's channel, because he took the risk to talk smack when he felt like
Okay.
it took him too long to get his book, and he sat and got his book. I knew if he got it, he would have reviewed it by now.
Manny says he's got Iron Sights by Richard.
Okay, cool. So yeah, at least Iron Sights is out. I don't think Jawbreakers is out yet, because if it did, everybody would be talking about it. I know some of the people that work for corporate would get their copy so they could just roast it and talk about it. Yeah, he says Jawbreakers has not been delivered. So Flying Sparks has been delivered. Stardust has been delivered.
Yeah.
Stardust is a novel, though. It's not a comic. I mean, technically it counts, because
What, Flying Sparks? No, it's a comic.
no Stardust.
No, it's a comic.
Stardust was a novel.
No, it's a comic.
Okay, so who drew for Nasser?
I forget who drew that one for him.
I thought that was just a novel, because I know Nasser was talking about. I never, by the time that book came and went, I only heard about it, and that's why I ended up getting whatchamacallit. Okay, Black and Red by Elliot has been delivered. Ferryman has been delivered. Yeah, some of these books I hadn't heard of, like Ferryman and Sparks. I knew about Elliot Fernandez, Black and Red.
Well, except for Gary, except for Gary and I'd say except for Gary and Flying, all these guys are the minors.
Yeah,
that have delivered.
It's got to be the big guys that need to deliver too. I mean, I understand what Ethan said last night. He said that, all right, I was going to do 48 pages. I'm not doing this in order. This is, number whatever, but I'm not doing them in order. And also, I'm adding more pages. When he said that, I was like, that's good. That is good. I mean, the fact that he decided to add more pages is good, because now, yeah, it may take a little longer, and it's taking time. Blue Mamba delivered, okay. But here's the thing, yeah, he's going to make it worth even more to everybody, because you're going to get more than 48 pages, more than that he promised. Didn't he promise even less in the beginning, was 48 pages, or was it always 48? I'm pretty sure.
Well, there's the ash can too, so.
Okay. So yeah, he's adding a lot to this. So he's actually going to give as much as he can, but it's also about getting it delivered. That's the thing. Because all right, we're waiting on Kyung Lee to get Battle Maiden Knuckle Bomb out. We're waiting on But they haven't hit their missed their delivery date as promised the first time, which is cool. I mean, Ethan has had his little issues for it, which yeah, maybe there's a little fall on there of trying to be too much of a YouTuber, maybe depending on who you talk to about that. At the same time, Richard's had his own whole ordeal about with getting it through a major publisher, having to do it elsewhere, even though that only happened within like a couple weeks' time, and now he's stuck in a big lawsuit because of it. Oh yes, Trump Space Force finally came in. Yes, it did. Thank you for reminding me, E. Ortiz. I did not back that one either, but I know that's a big one. That is a big book.
Yeah, that's a big one too. That's another. As far as I know, Tim Lim's a pro, so
Tim Lim and Chuck Dixon. That was a co-production one because Chuck is doing, I believe, Ravage Kill All Men. If I'm right.
What's come in by Ben Hennessy? I know he's had a couple out there. Kill All Men.
Okay, maybe they're working together on that, or maybe Chuck's working on Jungle. I don't remember. It was something like that because both of them have a similar look. Jungle looks pretty cool. EOT says he wants to he will do a review of of all those books. Those are the ones he have. He's going to do reviews. Good. I will check out your review of all these Comic Gate books, E. Ortiz, so that way I know what I missed out on, what was good and what wasn't. Hopefully all of them were good. It sucks when you back something and when you finally read it, you feel it's like going to the movies and you thought the movie was going to be really good, and then you get let down.
I got a PDF of what's the name of it? T-Bird and Mobile. T-Bird and I can't remember.
Yeah, I mean it's bad because because it's like I just had 2 books get refunded because they didn't meet their goals. The Wreck. So Bruce's book didn't work out, and then so did Hero Book 1, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they'll be able to go and get funded, deal with whatever, and get funded.
Yeah.
Go again and get funded.
That's why I'm trying to do this stuff. With all these careers. Like, I'm doing the wrestling one right now, but I have pinned on my Twitter of the other ideas I want to work with other people on different days and maybe different times if I can work. And we could do these other ones, work with other people, promote where we can, hopefully with other people's audiences, go on other people's channels and do it. That's what and maybe that'll help us out more. We can just advertise it more, hang out more, and be friends, and just have a good time doing these things. And hopefully what I'm doing is actually work because I really want to, once spring hits, once everybody jumps back in, those people that already have their books and, the ones that failed the first time succeed the second time. Because, it's the way I think it goes with Indiegogo. You can only do it twice. I'm not sure. Maybe you can succeed twice. Because I know that's why Ethan said he didn't do a third run of the first issue, is he could not.
You can't have it 2 going at once. 2 different ones going at the same time.
Well, he said, he doesn't have anything going right now, and he said he could not.
You can't really do a second one without fulfilling what you already have. So it's because he hasn't fulfilled. What's the name of it? That he's not really able to. Cyberfrog, that he's not able to do anything else. Till he fulfills Cyberfrog. They allowed him to get away with it for the variant cover, the special variant cover.
Yeah. Yeah, he said the only way you're going to be able to get Cyberfrog issue 1 now is if you back Rainbow Brute, and they're going to do a special deal for that, and then or you wait until
Cyberfrog 2.
which is called Wrecked Planet. And I don't know if you saw, but Ethan posted that he's just going to write it himself. He was trying to get somebody to
I heard Jim something.
yeah, something like that. I don't remember the guy's name,
But some stuff came up with him recently.
Yeah, he didn't get involved. He didn't tell anybody, so it must have been. Who knows what it would have been? Let's not speculate. That's not the.
Oh, actually, I think it's been all over stuff, and that's why he had to, sort of cancel the guy from the project.
Oh, okay. So what was the issue then?
I'm not sure offhand.
I
remember hearing about it, but I can't remember exactly what it was. A lot of this stuff, it's like, okay, whatever.
Was it like bad? Was it like bad if Ethan worked with them, or was it like did Ethan say something he didn't like? Exactly.
No, I don't think it's something silly like that. I think it's. I think it was supposed to be somewhat serious, some stuff that he had done in the past or whatever. And I know, I'm not sure how to put it. Yeah, I'm sure Ethan's got some stuff on the streams from the other night. Was it Jim Adams? No, it's Jim Adams. Oh, I hate all this stuff. Remembering all this drama.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I just thought it was just something, nothing.
Well, it's something I think the SJWs brought up, and it was actually somewhat true or whatever.
Dave Sims, trusty sidekick, says. Okay, it was Dave Sims.
Yeah, Dave Sims.
Okay. Yeah, I'm waiting on Brutus too. I'm not waiting on any of the other ones you got listed there, but I kind of wanted to get Black and White remastered, but instead I went for the other guys that I got refunded for, and I'm just gonna wait till spring once I have a new job, some new income going in, and I can afford some of these other ones the next go around because I want to sink that back into Hero. I want to resync that back into the other Hero. I want to sink that back into the rack because I know Bruce was talking about doing it black and white on Twitter instead of doing it in color, so maybe it would cut down the costs and stuff. And he's trying to figure out what to do so he can actually get his comic out because he wanted to do it in color. Sometimes it's just better to do it in black and white. And I'm probably going to go black and white for my route, and I'm probably going to push it back another year because I'm helping everybody else. But I think I like I can color this like this guy here. That's great, but maybe one or two pages in color, but mostly focus on the black and the white, very Sin City-ish, manga-ish, because that's my style. I can get it handled that way. That way, it's that way. And if I can make a stretch goal, if I can complete that, we can get in color. You can get the optional color. Maybe. I'd have to figure that out because I don't want people who backed it originally for black and white. Then they see the color option, get all mad at me, and they're like, "I don't want to spend more money to have the color version and the black and white version. I just want the color version now that you're offering." So, but then again, I may use. I'll have to figure it all out later on within the next. By the time it's almost 2021.
Manny says, "Save your money for Skunk Girl."
But Manny has 2 accounts.
Yeah, he's manual there.
I thought this was a different Manny. Well, son of a gun, man. I gotta create a sock account now. Since Manny's got a sock account, I'll be John Dillard cheating the system.
I've got a second account that I don't use too often.
It's the Pied Piper one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you had that account before you did Cross Comics, right? Or no?
I probably had it about a week before. I created them about the same time.
How long have you had these 2 accounts then? Like a year, 2 years, 3?
Oh, just about a year. April will probably be a year.
Nice.
Or it might be slightly longer on the Pied Piper, but it was before. It wasn't called the Pied Piper then. It was just like Rick Piper or Richard Piper, whatever. And it was just more for listening and all that. I hadn't done anything in that sort of way for videos for it. Just so I could subscribe and stuff like that. And then I decided to last April, start making videos and try and do something with YouTube.
Yeah, mine is like over 10 years old. But, that was old 10 years of content of other stuff that I've now taken off. That's why you can see I had a lot of subscribers before I relaunched this. I just didn't feel like creating a new channel from scratch. I was like, well, I use this one. It's synced to everything. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really want to create a new email and a password and all that. No, it sounds like I'll just make it very simple. So that's why I took down every video that had my face in it, even though it's 10 years old, most to the oldest. And I don't want to become face wise if I get my channel popular, I don't want to be recognized. I like the whole ideas of how things were a long time ago for comic book artists, for like musicians, and all these other people. If you go back to like the 60s and before that, or the 70s, we didn't have the internet. They didn't have that, and people back then, like comic book artists, you could only hear about them through the book itself, and you didn't know what they looked like, really, most of them. And I like that idea. I like that. You're not here, to be a celebrity. You're here to work hard and work within your community and strengthen yourself and others and put out a product. And that's my idea. My ideals may not be everyone else's ideals.
Yeah. Well, mine is I want to be a Stan Lee type character in in my comic books. I'm the face of my comic books.
Well,
But
that's
then
cool, man.
I guess that's slightly different than just being a regular comic book artist.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, Dragon Ball is like one of the most popular Japanese comic books of all time. And the face of the guy is known, but the guy doesn't like to be around and do much, and he's like very quiet himself. And he puts himself inside his comics or even the animated show very, very small times, but he draws himself like a robot. So he's like pre-Nasser. Boop, boop, beep, or whatever. And that's actually kind of humbling. And I like that because, I don't want to, that was the thing about the Image guys that I don't agree with. I like Rob Liefeld, but Rob Liefeld and the guys like Todd and all them, once they created Image, they acted like they were rock stars and they had the whole, it's us kind of thing. And that kind of, I think that kind of hurt them a little bit.
Yeah.
Their artwork was amazing. Depending on who you talk to, some people hate those guys. I don't know. But your drawing is looking good, man. You did a great job at with what source material you looked at for someone who's never watched the series.
Yeah, I wonked up the face a little bit, but
I say it's a great first try. Very great first try. The armor is exactly from what I see. The helmet's pretty close. Yeah, it's your version of it, man, and it shows it's your version of it.
Where did I put my? Now I'm trying to find the link to my one marker.
Oh no! Might need to check under the desk.
There it is.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, it's the new year now, and you've you're drawing good. You've gotten your channel changed up a little bit. I'm starting to do that with mine. Hopefully, we can just work together, and by the end of the year, we're all doing a lot better because one, the gatekeeper, Tales from the Gate, will be out probably at the end of the year, and
Well, Tales from Beyond the Gate supposed to be, well, June, July supposed to be coming out.
yeah. So
And
yeah, it'll be out by the end of the year, and you guys will be probably working on number 2 by then,
yeah.
right?
Well, hopefully by then I will be doing Canadian Shield. I'm hoping either just before or just after Manny to do mine.
Hmm. Well, all right. Once you guys get done with book 1, I'll try to send a submission for book 2 because I didn't want to really send a submission for book 1 because of the horror theme, and I'm not really confident about doing horror theme yet. Even though I'm adding elements into my comic, I need to work on it. So I didn't want to put something not up par for it. So
Yeah.
the next submission I heard is supposed to be sci-fi. Am I correct or am I wrong?
I don't think there's been anything concrete on that yet.
Okay, well, I'll just wait to hear what it is, and if it's something I think I can do, I'll send a submission. If they accept it or not is up to them. So that's cool.
Yeah, I'd probably be better with sci-fi. I'm not even sure how my horror thing is going to work out. I put in my thing, but John's saying a lot needs to be done, so I'm not sure whether I'm going to even end up getting something in.
Well, it's all about making sure the product looks good, and it's going to be it's going to be hard to be up to par and standards when two of the people that are going to be in there are going to be what, John Malin and
Ethan.
Yeah, Ethan and John are going to be in there.
Yeah, but they've only both got one page. There's a couple other big pros too that are going to be in it too.
Yeah, but they're like the two biggest though, and that's especially with Ethan of how detailed Ethan is. That one page is a lot to like oof. And if you do even if you do one page or 3 pages, it's like oof. I'm competing. I mean, we're not competing, but we're competing. That's basically the thing.
I wouldn't for Ethan and that given stuff. It's not competing. It's more a selling feature as far as I'm concerned.
That's true. But when you're putting yourself next to him, you were like, you want it to look that good too. You want to be like, it's like the whole thing when I used to like listen to people that were in rock bands. They'd say we would go on stage, and our goal was not to come in with our heads bowed. We wanted to go on stage. By the time we were done, we wanted to make the guys we're opening up for look old and tired. It's nothing personal. It's about I mean, that may sound kind of like a whole different retrospect by comparing apples and oranges with drawing comics versus performing live in a band. But
You can draw comparisons easy enough.
yeah, just don't take it too heavy or too lightly. But yeah, it's about where I guess what John wants is like he wants everybody to a certain standard, which I can understand. I get that. It's everybody's going to be lumped in together, and there's going to be different stories, and it's about how well written it is, and everything, and how it matters because once that book goes out to the printing press and sent out, you want to see what the reviews are. If there's going to be reviews on YouTube and on Twitter about it, you want to hear positive reviews. You don't want really bad reviews too. I mean, it's a community book, and I'm not dogging anybody on this because I'm not on the project, but I will try to be one of the backers. I will try to back the book and try to get my own personal physical copy when you guys do it. When are you guys doing it? February?
That's when we're starting the campaign. Yeah,
All right. Well, you guys gonna have it open just for a month? Or are you
two
guys gonna try
2 months.
2 months and is it gonna close, or will it, even if it meets the goal and closes, will it still be open like a shop?
I
Or you're
don't
not
think
sure?
we've just discussed. I think we've discussed that, but we haven't nailed that down yet.
Yeah, because I don't remember. So I know you're part of that. So regardless,
Yeah.
I'll probably back it around a month later in March, just before April, so that way I know I have a job down and I can actually grab the buck
Yeah,
because I want to make sure.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. So I'll probably do that because I do want to support you guys. And I know all you guys are gonna have great stories. Not and yes, man, I will back Skunk Girl when it comes out because you are a great artist, and I'm curious about what the story is going to be all about once you have the campaign open. I know you've been drawing her and this and that. I just can't wait.
Just trying to get some markers out that I think might work for this character.
Oh, that's nice, Manny. When you come to the mainland, you're going to have to go all over the world because we're all spread out on the U.S. You're going to have to go all the way to Canada to give Rick a hug. Hmm. We're just going to have to figure out how do we get Booster and Risey over here. We just like send one of them to the other country and we just put them in a crate. Then we just have them shipped over. Hopefully, they don't kill each other in one box.
Now he can meet them on the way, right? He just stops in New Zealand and then stops in Australia, and they'll meet him at the airport for the hour that he's waiting there.
I think it would be easier for them to fly to him first, then come to like California then. Because then he'd have to turn around or go all the way through Europe. Oh,
He says
I
he'll
have.
go to the U.S. but never to Canada. Oh well. Oh well. You're lost.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for what's gonna come up later for everyone else this year. It's gonna be great. There's a lot of talk about the future for everybody else's comics.
Yeah. Well,
And
hopefully, everything goes good with my campaign, which I would like. Then my comics hopefully will be really getting a boost, and as
yeah,
long
when
as long as I can do it the way that I'd like, which when does anything ever work out the way that you want? Mine will actually, hopefully, I'll be able to start mine as ongoing right
yeah,
away. So every month, $2.50 or something like that digitally, and how much? And I'll charge a little bit more for the you know physical copy, just because I figured physical copies, digital copies should be cheaper. I think DC and Marvel don't charge cheaper for their digital copies, which I think is wrong, because at that point they don't have to produce any sort of stuff. You know what I mean?
I think that's highway robbery. Actually, to be honest, I think by not making it cheaper for something that you can't even hold in your hand. It's like some of the problems that's been with, like, I think DC, Marvel, and other companies is sometimes they mess up their hard. I mean, well, not hard covers, but the actual physical regular one issues. And like I've seen with other people who reviewed where they just pick it up and the ink, rubs off onto their hands from page by page or front cover or whatever. And that's not good.
No.
I mean, it's to me, it's really stupid because think about how comics were made back, was it at least in the 90s? At least the 90s. I don't know when they changed the format, but when it was in the 90s, up to the 90s, everything was newspaper-ish and printed on that, and it was paper. And then they went to the whole glossy kind of stuff or whatever.
Well, I think some for a while, some of it stayed some of it went glossy, and some stayed newsprint. I think I have some for the era that are both by the big companies. They're great. They're good books for glossy. Their lesser known books weren't. So. So there is Goblin Slayer.
Yeah, it looks great, man. Ortiz just posted in the link his review. Well, no, it's the unboxing of Trump Space Force and Gary Shipman's sketchbooks. So we can watch it all later after the streaming.
Cool.
I'll watch it once we're done here.
Well, you're not doing much. You were just talking, and I am done. Both of mine, my Goblin Slayer, which Bob, I'm surprised wasn't here to see, and he will have missed it. And then, of course, we have my Beast Boy, and Joshua Hughes just came in. So I'll let you show for yourself there. And
okay. All right, I guess. Well, I'm PS Melter. I'm on YouTube at PS Melter. I'm also here on Twitter. Well, they're on Twitter at Melter Downspace P. As Rick has something going on, I have something going on as well tomorrow. I'm not going to try to steal anybody away, but so I'll leave it at that because I don't want to advertise since we're competing. I've already done that enough earlier.
Well, advertise anyways. It's different crowds. People for me are going for a book. People for you are going to be watching a drawing competition of wrestling.
Yeah, and I guess either way, they're both going to be left on each other's channel, so we can always, you can always watch the replay if you do not watch lives, which is fair either way. So yeah, I guess so. Well, it'll be under Testosterone Overload's channel, and I'm going to have to look for that. Or can you put that underneath in your description?
Yeah, I'll put it in later. I got to find his. I'm not even sure whether I'm subscribed to him or not.
Yeah, but it's the one with the big purple fist. He's got a lot of wrestling videos and stuff. But yeah, it'll be under Testosterone Overload's channel. We're gonna be doing like a drawn quartered, but it's gonna be pro wrestling and wrestling only, and that's what we're gonna do every Friday. It's gonna be Friday, 10 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna have Bill, the last week's fan champ. I think Brad from Pencil for Life will be there. Yeah, it's not going to be on my channel, Manny, because he's got like 11,000 followers that are linked up to his Portland Facebook pro wrestling page, which he's going to advertise there and try to get as many of them to his channel because they view wrestling, and it's better that way. For now, we may swap back and forth later, but we kind of agreed with that because his channel is directly wrestling only, and mine's not, so it's okay. Well, I don't know 100%. I think he said he got Brad, but we do have Bill. Andrew from Hero Book 1 might show up. He said he he would do his stream around 7 o'clock by himself, and I might hop on early to talk to them about it tomorrow, and he may be there. John Dillard said if he can, he will be on. Manny, if you want to come, I can send you an invite, and you can draw with us. We're drawing Mean Gene Oberlin. I will send you an invite, Good Dog Press, via Twitter, because I know we are friends. Yes, I will send you an invite as well if you want to join. Chester Busby will be there. Yeah, there's going to be a bunch of other people, maybe Macho Dano. I'm not sure. It's if him and Mutt Man are going to be on Rick's stream tomorrow or not. He's still going to figure that out. Who's going to be on the because
not 100% sure. I got to contact them, double check.
Yeah, we all have to work on that, and there's going to be a few others where we see me and testosterone overload, and we're all going to be either. Most of us are going to be drawing, and there's going to be a couple of us chatting, which will be mostly Chester and To. We're going to keep this family friendly, and or as much as we can. It's about wrestling. It's about Mean Gene Okerlund. Oh, why, Manny? That's not nice. But do you have some kind of problem with Chester? Oh, okay. Hey, okay, Rick. Can you tell me why?
I don't know. As far as I know, there's nothing wrong.
Oh, he must be joking. He must be joking. Well, I'll still send it anyway. So
well, he did put the laugh out loud at the end.
Okay. For a second there, I wasn't sure, but I'll still send it to you, Manny. But we're all trying to create something here, and okay, I am joking. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, and hopefully this will be successful because the idea is we want to do for the first time after it's all over, the contest is over. It's not going to be like the Pro Edition where you pick one, the winner picks one fan. We all will pick a fan, and we will all send the fan their Mean Gene. So that way it'll be just one time only. We do it this one time for the first episode, but I think after that we'll try to do the winner has to send out after that. But we want people to come in, and we want to promote books on this channel. So we hopefully by the time some of these guys restart their campaigns or start new campaigns, these new fans, wrestling fans, will like it. And we hope that it helps everybody here, part of Comics Gate or adjacent to, will, benefit for this as well as the people who want to buy the books. So yeah, we don't have the name will be shown when it's shown tomorrow. What we're going to call it, but we're like kind of butting heads on not calling it something simple like Drawn Quarter Wrestling Edition. We're going to have a specific name, but I'm going to get back with Tio about that today, and we will know today what we're going to call it. So this has been a long plug. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Stripper story time I do not like. Okay, Manny. All right. Well, that's my huge plug. Thank you, Rick, for letting me chill and plug for myself.
No problem. Anytime.
And whatever happens, if it doesn't work out with the hero.
Well, the thing is, you got to do it for a few weeks, a month or two, just to find out whether it works. Because
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't go if those guys are too busy for you tomorrow and you can't do the show tomorrow, you can come on our show if we have a panel open and you can draw a Mean Gene if you want.
Yeah.
If you can't do the stream, you're invited too, man.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
All right, so I've showed enough for myself. It's your turn, host of the show.
Yeah. Well, I am Rick Piper of Cross Comics, and you can find me here Monday through Friday at noon about doing a live stream. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Also, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook under Cross Comics and on DeviantArt as well. All of those links are in the description. And also, you can find my Facebook, not my Facebook, my website there as well. And again, thank you very much for tuning in. And we will see you all tomorrow. And be sure to check out the other links. The other stuff I will be putting out throughout the day. Bye for now. God bless.